Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave, looking at some cracked ice stuff. It's pretty cool, especially the older stuff. I got 3 of them here. This one's pretty interesting. Let's check him out. So I've got these 3 knives. They were in the get onto it box. And I put them together and I couldn't remember why, and then I realized they're all cracked ice handles. Here's a little guy, 2-blade jack, very nice. Look at this guy. Now this is an advertiser, see that? But look at this handle. Is that not cool? It's a very nice handle, in pretty good condition. I'm kind of starting to like these little guys. Seeing a lot of them out there. Obviously people carry them or give them away, advertising, whatever. But they're pretty cool. And you know, in your pocket, handy to have when you're just wandering around and you need, I don't know, open a bag or something. These will work. But this handle, wow. And this guy, Imperial England. Huh. Interesting. Here's the tank stamp here. And you can see that's all it says, nothing else. Thought that was interesting, got to look it up. So that's this guy. Needs a bit of a shine, that's about it. Is in really good condition. Then we got this beater. And you know what? Cracked ice. It's a little dirty, nice on that side, not so much this side. Maybe we can clean that up, clean the blades up, and of course, everybody's favorite maker. There you go. USA in big letters. Check that out. Now, who made that? Have no idea. But I like this style. It's unusual, but what I like about it is the handle's straight, which reminds me of a pen blade, right? It's a little big for a pen blade. Plus, if you look, both blades, it's a little rusty. Both blades are on one side, which doesn't make it a pen blade. So what is it? Because anything else that comes out of here, like a trapper, is different. Anybody know what it's called? The style? Cigar? I'm not sure. Anywho, pretty cool. And of course you got the cracked ice. So we got to clean that up. And then we have this guy. I like this. It's a pretty cool knife. For a couple of reasons. Cracked ice is always a good thing. But this here. Now, I'm a little confused about this. Yeah, I'm always confused. What is this called? What do you call that? Because I thought this was associated with switchblades. They had a spring. Whack! You know, you press the button and it flipped out. Maybe not. I've heard people refer to them as a button lock because, look, I can't close it, but if I press the button, I can close it. Not only that, I can lock it with that, which means I can't press the button now and I can't get the blade out. Isn't it meant to have a spring? The reason I ask that is, no nail neck anywhere. So isn't it meant to be one-handed? You release it, press the button and it opens, right? Nothing happening there. I can't get it to do anything. Now I can open it. If I pull that down, I can open it. And they were saying it's one-handed. I'm going to open this up. We're going to clean it up, open it up, and let's looky-see inside. I'm hoping that there's a spring in there and it's just come loose or something, because I don't know if I can get a spring for it. That'll be disappointing, because this is a pretty cool knife. And they refer to it as a button lock. A lot of arguments as to who came up with it. Went through that online. Anywho, we need to fix this guy up. You can see it's just a single blade. Your regular single blade jack or toothpick with a lock. Cracked ice. So there you go. Let's see what we can do with these 3. Make them look a little prettier. So here we are here. We've got the 3 guys here. Now this little guy is in really good condition. Doesn't really need much. Might just want to oil the bolster and clean up the blades. They're not too bad, and I'm thinking just 1,000 very quickly, 10,000, and then mothers, and we're done with this guy. Love these little knives. Which reminds me, it's a little bit too big for Mary's collection. Yeah, Mary has a knife collection. Gonna have to show you that one day. Some of you guys sent to the knives. They're little guys, perfect for her little paws. But that's another story. Back to these guys. Then we got this guy. And like I said, if you know what this style is called, I'm assuming cigar. I don't know, because it's straight. There's no curve to it. Like this has a curve. And so does this. So it's flat. Cigar, because it ain't a pen knife. But it's a 2-blade jack, the USA one. This could be cleaned up some. We can give it a better point, and it's patinaed. Not a lot of damage. The well's pretty bad in there, and so we'll have to clean that out. These are all clamshell. Now, am I going to take the clams off this guy? Not really. I think I can clean that up without taking them off. I don't want to take any chances, because it's pretty grungy. Not sure. But we'll clean them up as well. 1,000, 10,000 mothers. Now this guy we have to take apart, because I got to look in there and see what is what going on here. And it is a clamshell, as you can see there. So hopefully we can get it out and have a look and see what we need. I'm hoping there's no spring involved, but not having those nail necks just tell me there probably is. Now you can see this one's suede as well, so is this one. That's why I'm curious about this guy. So, you know, I mean, what is this? A Texas toothpick? I've heard them call them that. Or just a plain jack pocket knife. But it has that long, oops, unlock it, right? Oh, locked it, unlock. That part works. Kinda needs to be cleaned, I think, so we'll look at that when we open it up. Hopefully we'll be able to put it back together again. But it's a toothpick. The blade's a little beaten, it's lost its point, but we can probably clean that up, clean the blade up. You hear that? Yeah, the blade's kind of loose, so we probably need to just give the pin a tap. So I think what I want to do is let's take this apart right now and see what we're dealing with, and can we even fix it. So we'll start with this guy and then go on to those. The handle's a little damaged here. The blade, well, you know, it's dull from here to here, but then somebody sharpened it. See that? We'll have to fix that as well. They'll all probably need to be touched up. Let's take this guy apart. Okay, so here we are with my high-tech disassembling tools. Going to close this because we need access here. You're not getting anything there, so we know we take it off here and slide it off, I hope. Don't know what's going to fly out of here, so pay attention. You might need to help me. So I'm going to give a better view here, so if something does pop out, we'll see where it flies to. Alright, that's about the way things have been going. So we're going to get these off here. I'm going to try with the screwdriver first and see if we can. I'm going to take this piece off first, the back piece. Do I want to? Do I even want to take that off? Oh, we got to fix the wobble, so yeah, it's got to come off. Man, let's try this. Wow. Oh boy, they did a good job on this. Can't get under there. I need some more high-tech tools. I don't know what I'll use though. Really putting some pressure on that clip. Let's try this side. Oh, there we go. Woot. Slowly. Yeah, we don't want things flying off here, do we? There we go. Huh. Yeah, there's a spring in it, but the spring's for the button. See that? Huh. Don't want to lose that. I need a baggie. I've got to keep things in places because I lose things for no particular reason. It's just a little brass spring. It looks okay. Oof, they bend it tight, don't they? Do we want to give it a little bit more oof? Don't break it. Do I want to just... let's put it in here before we lose it. Nothing else here. Look at this. So this is pushing on something. What is underneath all of this? This is actually a spring. Kind of the same thing I had there. If you look carefully, see here? This whole piece is a spring. It goes into that hole and it's bent back, which gives you the spring. Huh. Pretty straightforward, really, right? What does it lift? It lifts something up. This thing's got all sorts of pins in it. Look at that. There's a pin there, a little pin there, and a little pin there, and then a little pin here, which is coming apart. That's coming apart. Oh dear. Don't lose these pins. Are they really pins? That feels like it's been pinned. This one, not so much. Gonna have to squeeze that in. We're gonna have to take that other side off. Oh. This is not looking promising. I'm a little nervous right now. What? Is this fixed on me? There's something that catches the blade, right? Because when I push on this, that front piece lifts up. Can you see this? See how it lifts? It's actually pulling this piece up. This long piece here is the actual spring providing the tension. So I'm wondering, you see how it's clipped in with that? Okay, I can't move it. If I press it, it releases it. Oh, got it. You can't see it. I'll show you a drawing. Brace yourself, it's going to be ugly. Okay. So here's your blade, and your blade goes in here. Can you see they've got this notch out here? That sits under that button. Okay. So you can't push down. You pull this back, and you can push it in. And you push it forward, you can't push it in. You pull it back, it's free. And that's how they're locking it for safety. Does that make sense? Just don't understand why there's no spring for the blade. Because there's no, what do you call it? There's no nail nick. And I can't see in there, but okay, now I can. And I don't see anything that looks like a spring. Maybe I need to look closer. So that's how that works. I can't see if there's a spring in there. I need some light. Let me get a flashlight and look in there. You know what? There's a spring. There is a spring in there. And it's broken. Huh. How does it work? There's a pin up here. See that pin? The spring for the blade goes underneath that pin there. And the spring's kind of shaped like that. Oh boy, we need a spring to make this work. Do I want to take this apart? Yeah, this just became a challenge. And taking it apart and not having a spring, can't really see it. I have this underneath the spring. I just pulled up on what was left of the spring, because it's a little short, and put some tension on it. Can you see it now? Okay, so when I press the button, it pops. So it does need that spring. And I think the spring is meant to reach all the way to here. Here you can see the spring. See that? It's broken off. It actually only comes to about here when it really needs to be over here to lift the whole thing. Okay, don't need to figure it out now. The spring was broken right underneath where it goes underneath the pin. I haven't even taken it apart. The other half of the spring is still behind there, I think. Hold on a sec, I want to look for something. This is a, I believe, Korean or Vietnam War pilot survival knife. Same system. Has the lock, which kind of sort of works. See how good that opens? I can close it, then I can lock it, and it still pops out. So the lock's not working very well. The problem is this is way bigger. The spring in this is way bigger. But that's how it works. That's how it should work. A while ago, somebody sent me this, and for the life of me, I can't remember who it was, in a mail call. He said he had taken it apart and couldn't figure out how to put it back together again. He said if I can have at it. Let me have a look. I've got all the parts for the very same knife, except it doesn't have any cracked ice on it. Man, do I want to even part with that? If anybody knows where I can get a spring, and you can see here, here's that button, the push button. All the parts are here. You got your liners. Here you can see all the parts here. Here's the spring. Here's that spring for this guy. And then this is your lock, remember? And here's the spring. And the spring, you can see on the spring here, this indent. It sits underneath the pin going through there so that the spring has tension on it, so that when you release it, it pushes the blade out. And oh, by the way, that's how they did it. You see what I'm talking about, that notch? You can see one there. You see it? One there and one there. So that when it's open, that drops into there, and you can't, until you press a button, it lifts it out and you can close it. And when you close it, it latches into the other side. That is so cool. Now I don't know what to do. They still make those button locks for the modern knives as well. So I'm thinking somebody must have spare parts, right? I had to make some phone calls. I think I'm going to borrow the spring from the one that was sent to me, because I'd really like to get that cracked ice working, which means we got to take it apart, put the spring in, put it back together, and hopefully it'll work. Could be a good project, and if it doesn't, well, no harm, no foul. We'll still be able to put the other one together. I will keep the piece of spring I have here, because obviously different sizes, you need to know the width of the spring to fit in underneath that, in between the liners. Okay, I thought I filmed it, but I didn't. I got the other side off. I just had to be a little bit more firm with it. Got them in the bags, all the parts as parts. So now we got to get this all off. This pin here is what holds the spring in, because the spring hooks around here and sits up like this. Let me find it. So what we're talking about is the spring sits like that inside, so that when you close the knife on it, it puts tension on the spring. As soon as you press and release it, the blade will flick out, because that'll flick up. So it sits underneath that pin, between that pin and your spring for the blade. So it'll sit like that. Let's take it apart. Let's try knocking them out. Let me file them down first. Well, let's see if I can knock it out first. I'm nervous about this thing. Figured out how to take this apart. If you lift this guy up, okay, you can lift this guy out. He says, come on. Like that. And this, I bet you just slides off the back. Like that. Ha! So now we can take this guy apart. I was worried about damaging all that stuff. Now you can see that lines up like that where the divots are. Okay, we got it apart. There's the rest of the spring. See that? That's what that pin's for. So now, when you bring the blade down, you lock it, and when you press that button, it releases the blade so that it pushes the blade up. See that? Interesting. Very interesting. Man, these springs are so small and thin. There's actually two of them, and the one of these two actually has a crack in it right there. I don't know if you can see that. This one, they have no strength. All the strength is this way, which is kind of suspect because that crack. But the fireworks are going off again. So here we are. I'm going to clean these up. I've already done these ones. Not the blade though. We're going to have to get more into that blade. Just going to clean these up and then we'll start putting it back together and making it sharp and shiny, right? So here we are now. Let's try and figure this all out. You've got your two springs. Now we've got to put the stuff on here. But I wonder if we should at least pin it once. We'll put something in to hold it. I think if we put a pin here, we hold in the the springs where we can move them in and out if we need to. This is held in the front. I think I'm going to do that. Got it back together. Interesting. I have it locked. It won't press in. If I unlock it, it opens. But look at this, it's still got that wobble. As soon as I hold this down, let me put it back. As soon as I pull these in, just put a bit of pressure on these bolsters to keep it from wobbling. If I press it now, it doesn't open. And that's basically what we had before, except we didn't have the spring coming out like that. So you can see I can open it like that. I can lock it. I can't close it or anything. It's just got a lot of wobble on it. And I don't know if you can fix that, because as soon as you tighten it up, it won't open easily. I can't press it in. I release it, opens, lock it, we got wobble. And I can't press it into, I have to release it, so I've got to unlock it, press, oops, and close. If I press it now, it should open. Press again, close, lock it, doesn't open, unlock, opens. So it's working the way it should be. There's just no way to get around this, the wobble. It's unlocked right now, but if I put pressure on these bolsters, I'm just going to squeeze them a little bit tighter. See, it's stuck now, and now it popped out. But if I release it, wobble it a little bit, close it, opens. So I don't think there's a way around there. I don't know. I'm going to oil it more and see what happens. We'll go from there. But we still got to clean it up, and the other guys, so let's get on that. So here we are, we did the 1000, the 10,000, shining up nicely. I don't know if it still works. It's touchy. Look at that. If I press it just a touch too hard, it won't go. Interesting. So now I'm going to touch it up with mothers, and then we'll be sharpening it. But I want to do the other ones first, and then we'll sharpen them all together. So this one is in really good condition. I just need to clean up the blade, and then mothers is all it's going to need in a sharpen. You can see the little bit of rust there. 1000 quickly. Quickly that cleaned up. Let's check this guy. Pretty clean, a little bit of rust there. You can see it here. Very quick cleanup on this guy. Just going to do the wells quickly, and we should be done with this guy. Then this guy, and this guy needs some work, a little bit more cleanup, but it's not a big job. So I'll do this guy and that guy, show you the end result, put some mothers on them and sharpen them. So this guy's got some goop on the handle. I'm just gonna clean it off with some alcohol. It's kind of like a glue, probably from a sticker or something. Let's get that off. Pretty much patinaed is what it is. It shouldn't take long to get rid of it, he says.
There's some sort of resin all over this. It's like a, I don't know, a glue or something, but it's all over it. You see it in there, and it's in all the gaps. So I'm just gonna get as much out as I can without damaging anything. You can see it all in there now. I gotta get it out. Well, I got most of it out. Well, 95%. Well, I had landed up digging it out and then washing it out, and it seems to have done it. So let's get back to 1000. And here it is at the 10,000. Starting to clean up nicely now. Might as well finish it off. Interesting, now that I've looked at this a little closer, I think it might be colonial. And why is you have your secondary edge for the cutting edge. You got it here, you can see your ricorso. Yeah, one of them. There you are. Mothers does a great job. And here's that guy. Cleaned up nicely, considering with all the gump and everything that was in it, turned out pretty good. So, next guy. I need to oil these guys, they're a little stiff. There you are. Quick polish. This one was in really good condition, so it didn't take a lot. Very nice little knife. Nice little pen blade this.
So there you go, 3 cracked ice pocket knives. They fit in your pocket really well, and they're not really that heavy. And of course the cracked ice handles, they awesome. This guy was an experience for me. Never had one. Actually, I did have one and I never looked at it. was interesting to open this up and see how it goes together. It's not perfect. I have it locked like right now. I'll unlock it and hopefully it pops out. Now you see here, it didn't go. I've oiled it, but you know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and I've figured out that depending on how hard I press on this makes the difference, because it's squeezing the bolster together, and when that happens, it can't get past there. The spring's just not strong enough to get it past there. Maybe I can adjust it. Maybe I'll try that quickly, but if I just touch it, it opens and it's locked. The other issue is this. If I tighten it one more tap, it doesn't work. So it's probably, one of the reasons is the spring is probably not as strong as it should be. You know, I did take it from somewhere else, but who knows? I don't, but now I know how they work, and it's a pretty cool design. You gotta admit that. You know, it's a flick blade with a lock. I can't close it. I can use it and then unlock it and close it. Very cool. Let me adjust the spring. So what I did was I put a screwdriver there and put a bit more tension on the spring. I didn't want to do too much, because if I break the spring, I'm up the creek. So, you know, it pops out fine and locks. Now, if I just give it a gentle push, it pops right out. So it is spring tension that'll help. A stronger spring, you could tighten up the bolsters, I think. But anyway, very cool. Don't have one, now I do, and it'll go into my cracked ice collection, which is growing. I got a lot of collections growing. So there you go. Very cool. A little Imperial with push button lock. Very cool. This guy is just your regular 2-blade jack. Very popular for an EDC or even a work carry. This blade's big enough to help you at work, finer work with this. Cracked ice, cleaned up nicely. It was really patinaed a lot, that sort of thing. And of course it has that unusual, well, I want to say unusual, but different blade. This is totally flat, and this has a ricasso on it. And it had been sharpened before, so I just touched it up here. Basically, it doesn't have a grind on it, it just has that single edge. Whereas this has the grind and a secondary edge. The pen, same thing. So very cool. This one, USA, everybody's favorite manufacturer. I think it's a Colonial, but I could be wrong. It could be Imperial. And then this little guy. Now these, a lot of people tend to skip over. It's small. You can see it's about 2 inches. And it's an advertiser, Imperial England, a nice little pen jack is what I would call it, although it doesn't have 2 pen blades. A true pen will have a pen blade here and there. But this is a 2-jack pocket knife, basically a smaller version of the other one. Nice thing about it, it's small. You don't even notice things like this in your pocket. It has a nice little badge in, and it was in really good condition when I got it. Just needed to be polished really and sharpened. Cracked ice. Very cool. So there you go. I learned something, cleaned up some knives and added to my collection. You will be safe out there. Especially when you're trying to figure out things like this. Before you know it, it popped out and there you are. Just saying. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. Next thing I'm thinking about looking at is a special collection. It's not mine. It's the boss's. So that's coming up. and a mail call. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. We'll see you again soon.